What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a very exciting Liverpool transfer news video where you will hear the latest updates on Liverpool's pursuit for a defensive midfielder. We will talk about Andre and Ryan Gravenberch. Liverpool are still pushing to sign Andre, and we had a 30 million euro bid rejected for Andre by Fluminense, but Liverpool still want to sign a defensive midfielder. Klopp said that we are still pushing for a move, and you will hear about Ryan Gravenberch later on in this video. So it's very exciting because at the moment I think Liverpool are doing great work behind the scenes on identifying the player who is the best value for money, and I still won't rule out Liverpool going for Cheikh Doucouré with 70 or 80 million pounds, but at the moment we are trying to sign maybe a player on a cheaper price. Gravenberch is available for around 35 million pounds, but Bayern Munich still hasn't decided whether they are willing to let Gravenberch go or not, because they still see him as a big talent, and Liverpool of course admire him a lot. Jurgen Klopp knows about Gravenberch. He was even linked with Liverpool even before he went to Bayern Munich. But first let's talk about Andre, because he actually gave an interview to Globo Esporte, a Brazilian news outlet, where he said that even though his head is 100% in Fluminense, he's very happy with the interest of big and famous European teams. And Liverpool also threatened Fluminense of not coming back for Andre in January. It looks like Liverpool want to sign a defensive midfielder right now, and maybe we are trying to force Fluminense's hand into accepting a lower bid than Andre's release clause. But even Andre's release clause, which is 40 million euros, is not a lot of money to Liverpool. At least it's life-changing money to Fluminense. Their record transfer is 17 million euros. That was for Luis Enrique when he went from Fluminense to Real Betis a couple of seasons ago. So if Fluminense get 40 million euros, it's life-changing money for them. The Brazilian league is not as rich as even a top 5 European league, never mind the Premier League, and you could build almost a whole new squad in these South American leagues with the amounts that are floating around in the Premier League in terms of prices. But Liverpool threatening Fluminense with the saying that we are not going to go back to him in January. Maybe we want a lower price than the 40 million release clause. These transfer negotiations are big mind games and big chess games, and Liverpool are trying to be strategic about it. But I think if Fluminense is not budging, we should just pay the release clause, which is 40 million euros. At that point, Fluminense can't say no to Liverpool because it will be out of their hands, and Andre would definitely be saying yes to Liverpool. I mean, it's all well and fine trying to win the Copa Libertadores for Fluminense, but when Liverpool come knocking, and remember, Andre is already a Brazil international player. He has been called up for the next World Cup qualifiers, because 34 million pounds for a 22-year-old defensive midfielder who is the best talent in the South American leagues at the moment. And remember, Enzo Fernandez was playing at River Plate. He was available for 50 million. Liverpool decided against signing him, and then he went to Chelsea from Benfica for more than 100 million pounds. I'm not saying Andre is going to turn into a 100 million pound midfielder, but he can turn into that. He has the potential to do so, and with the right coaches and the right training, the right environment, and I think absolutely Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool is the right environment for a big talent to grow, to develop and flourish. Andre could become the next superstar defensive midfielder, and Liverpool definitely need a younger, also with high potential defensive midfielder. We can't just rely on Endo and Thiago and Bajcetic for the whole season to play in this position. And the Brazilian news outlet is reporting that Fulham offered 17 million euros for Andre in January, and also Sporting from Portugal are interested in Andre, but they can't really match Liverpool's valuation. But if Liverpool are not careful, we could miss out on Andre, because if another club from England wants to sign a defensive midfielder, they could easily trigger the 40 million euro release clause, because as I said, 34 million pounds for a Brazilian international defensive midfielder who is a huge talent, is not a lot of money in today's market. When Lavia is 60 million, when Caicedo is 115 million, I think 34 million for Andre is still a great price. But I think Liverpool want to sign him. I just think that we are playing these strategic games in the transfer window. And of course he would want to try and win the Copa Libertadores with his hometown club. Fluminense is where he grew up and where he developed through the youth academy. So he worked his socks off to get a chance to win a trophy with Fluminense. So him having the right attitude is definitely a plus, even though in this case it doesn't help Liverpool that he wants to stay at Fluminense for now. And also Liverpool have pretty horrible luck with rebuilding and redeveloping their stadium Enfield, because recently the construction company that was working on the new stand filed for administration. They basically went bankrupt, and Billy Hogan, the CEO of Liverpool, said that effectively major work stopped on the site on Thursday morning after the announcement. So clearly that impacts all of our planning. Timing is incredibly fluid right now. There's a lot of uncertainty around where we are, and obviously in time that will become more clear. Liverpool, of course, wanted to open the whole of the new stand by the time we play Bournemouth, but that wasn't the case. Now the opening is scheduled for October, but even that might get pushed back, because probably Liverpool will not need to find a new contractor to take over finishing the remaining work on the new stand. And Neil Jones, a Liverpool-based journalist, is reporting that it was Jurgen Klopp and sporting director Jörg Schmatke who pushed for Endo's signing once it became clear that both Caicedo and Lavia chose Chelsea. And I think for the ridiculous prices that they went for, I'm actually not too disappointed that Liverpool didn't bring them in. I'm more disappointed that we didn't agree a £50 million transfer fee for Lavia weeks ago, before Chelsea outbid us, because Lavia was there for the taking. He wanted Liverpool. He waited 3 weeks for Liverpool to match Southampton's asking price. It will be interesting to see Lavia's development at Chelsea. I don't think he will play enough to develop into a great player, because he will be a fifth choice or fourth choice in the center of midfield at Chelsea, and that's difficult for a young player to develop into a world-class one. Neil Jones is also reporting that there is a lot of Bundesliga knowledge at Liverpool, but there was also a feeling that the remaining options in the transfer market were not good enough or too expensive, or in some cases both. So Liverpool readjusted their sights and went after Endo, but Liverpool are still trying to find value in the transfer market. And I think if Andre's release clause is 40 million euros, I'm hearing some reports that it might be more than that, but only one website is reporting that, so I'm not sure how credible that is. But if Andre's release clause is 40 million euros, if Liverpool can't get that at a lower amount, I would say let's go for that 40 million release clause, which is just 34 million pounds. We still have another 7 days to try and convince Fluminense to sell us Andre, but if they are not budging, and if he is the best option, maybe people feel at Liverpool that Gravenberch is not really the kind of player that we need. He's more of a box-to-box midfielder. Andre is a pure defensive midfielder who can also go forward, who has a great range of passing, but I think he's our best option right now. Cheick Doucouré would be extremely overpriced, and Crystal Palace, they have a lot of money because they play in the Premier League, so they are not forced to sell. What is better value for money? Andre for 34 million pounds or Doucouré for something crazy like 80 or 85 million. Liverpool have the money to sign the defensive midfielder that we want. We just need to pick the right one. And that's what I hope Liverpool's data analysts and scouts are working in overtime to figure out for the rest of the transfer window. And now this is an interesting story. Bruno Guimaraes has actually lashed out at some Newcastle fans after a Newcastle Twitter account said, is it too early in the season to start focusing blame onto individual players? Was there an overreaction to the loss to Man City? And actually Bruno Guimaraes on his own official Twitter account tweeted this: is this serious? We are in Champions League football. We lost against maybe one of the best teams in the world, and we won big in the first game, and we lost one game. Support in the best moment is easy. short, stupid memories you all have. Look what we have done for the team this 1.5 years. And then the post, of course, got deleted, but looking at the screenshot of the post, it seems like it is real that Bruno Guimaraes really posted this. And you know what? It's actually refreshing to see a footballer bite back at some of the fan criticism, which is sometimes way over the top after losing one game. But of course, you can't call your own fans stupid. So his PR firm probably said, no, that's not a good idea. You should delete that. But it's interesting that Newcastle are already under pressure by their own fans, and hopefully Liverpool can go there and inflict even further misery. My midfield would be Endo, Szoboszlai and McAllister after, thankfully, McAllister got his red card rescinded. I just don't understand how Paul Tierney can still be a referee at a Liverpool game or be on VAR after his very public falling out with Jurgen Klopp. Also, the assistant referee for VAR is the guy who elbowed Andy Robertson in the throat. And he will be on assistant VAR for the Newcastle game. It just boils my blood and boggles my mind how the FA are just trying to screw Liverpool over at every possible opportunity. So far, in every Premier League game this season, Liverpool had a big decision to go against them. The Nicholas Jackson handball against Chelsea and the McAllister red card, which was never a red card. The FA thankfully admitted that they are wrong, but the VAR who made the mistake of not overturning that red card, those guys should be suspended. Paul Tierney and the assistant VAR, who has a Greek name, I don't even remember his name. I don't want to learn it, to be honest, because he's a piece of work, that guy elbowing Robertson in the throat. How can a linesman do that? I still can't believe it. So those guys shouldn't be working this weekend. They should be suspended for a month or 2 months without any salary. They should be refereeing non-league games. That would teach them to learn from their mistakes. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Also, at the moment, Liverpool are waiting for Bayern to decide whether they are selling Gravenberch or not. Because if Bayern are negotiating and if Bayern are ready and open to selling Gravenberch, then Liverpool will be submitting an offer, which I'm really excited about. So what do you think about all the topics that we discussed in today's video? Let me know in the comments below, and thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.